Good afternoon. This is Rich Ness, Executive Vice President with Open Systems Media, and I'm here for this week's installment of 5 Minutes With. This week, I will be speaking with Bob Elfanbaum. He is the co-founder and also the general manager of Asynchrony Labs. Good afternoon, Bob. How are you?
I'm great, Rich. How you doing?
I'm doing just fine. Thank you very much. So Asynchrony Labs is in the software development space. And one of the things that you guys have a real expertise in is Agile development. When I think about Agile, I think that it's more of a mindset of a way to code as opposed to a specific technique. Is that accurate? Is that a fair way to describe Agile?
I think Agile is definitely a philosophy that I would say transcends IT or really development. So if you think about a philosophy, I think one of the keys is it's a way of engaging the business in the development process. So from a philosophical perspective, it's not just how to code, but it's really how to engage the business stakeholders to make sure that whatever you're doing really has the intended outcomes that you want at a business level and a business stakeholder. So clearly it is a philosophy. But I think it also, the philosophy without real hardcore techniques and practices doesn't really have the outcomes that people desire out of it.
But isn't that a disconnect? You're mixing business with software development. I mean, you're talking about two different people, two different groups within a company.
And the great thing about Agile is I think it has kind of in its core how it's set up to really iterate quickly, to allow a business stakeholder to see and get engaged in the process of building something, is a way to take those two disparate groups and really get them comfortable and trusting each other. Because so much of I think the historical disconnect between the business and the IT, the development groups, is this lack of trust and lack of ways to truly engage. And I think Agile, through the heavy interaction you get throughout a process, creates that trust and allows those groups to really engage together.
So these techniques are nothing new. I mean, this philosophy has been around for a while. Why has it picked up so much momentum lately?
I think we started working with Agile in probably 2003 in response to the big failures we were seeing around traditional waterfall development. And Agile as a movement, I think, has been out there in kind of evolving new technologies for a long time. And I think it's been this battle of the traditional longer kind of development cycle, but more meticulous approach to development versus an iterative Agile approach. What's driving technology today is mobility, IoT, and kind of the expectations of a user community of what software should be like on their mobile device, and the kind of how fast technology is changing, I think, has created bigger challenges for traditional ways of building software. And so Agile has been there for a while, but I think Agile is becoming the only real way to engage in a technology kind of roadmap that is moving so quickly and in so many different directions.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So when you go in and you teach these techniques, who within in that company are you talking to? I mean, does it have to be everybody who's involved in the process, or is it just the coders? Is it just the business people?
So as we're trying to really engage in an Agile development project, we've almost made it a requirement that the only way to start an engagement is getting all the stakeholders in the room, meaning development, IT, which is really infrastructure. So much now, it's not just the software. You have to involve the people that run the networks, the people that deal with storage and compute, and the business stakeholders. And so for any real project to be successful, you have to start getting all of those people in the room at the start and then coming up with a way to engage them through the process. So clearly, from an Agile perspective, the weekly deliveries that not only get those people at the start but engage them throughout the process is a way to to evolve a solution as you're going versus, thinking about what you might need at the start, which is the time you know the least, and then, building and hoping at the start you were right.
So these people are not always the most receptive to something that's new and different. How do you get past that?
We have a lot of, I would say, interesting engagement techniques. There's something called ideation sessions that we've been holding for a while, which is some mix of visual thinking, of game storming, of post-it notes and games, but really a way to get a group that doesn't engage together historically into a very non-traditional engagement mode, and kind of moves everybody outside their comfort zone, but really creates a way to engage in a highly interactive way. And I think what we've seen is the ideation exercises, the ways to get groups to engage within our organization has moved beyond just the development group, but even now finance and HR are using those same techniques to engage their customers and their stakeholders. And so it's again, the more dynamic and interactive you can get that group sharing information, collaborating around information, it's all about starting to build a baseline of trust that will enable the team to really become a team moving forward.
Well, that's great. I'm really happy to hear that you're making such great progress with this, because I really think it is a solution that can benefit a lot of people in a lot of different ways. Unfortunately, we have used up our 5 minutes, so I'm sure people will know where to find you if they'd like to find more information. That was Bob Elfanbaum. He is the co-founder and the general manager of Asynchrony Labs, and I'm Rich Nass with Open Systems Media. Hope you have a great day, Bob.
Thank you.